Hello and welcome to the 5app webinar. I hope everyone is doing well. My name is Corey Mitchell. I head up sales and growth here at 5app. And with me, I have my lovely colleague, Aby. Aby, if you want to introduce yourself.
Thank you, Corey, and hello, everyone. As Corey said, my name is Aby Reynolds, and I am 5app's CXO. I've been working at 5app for over 4 years now, and I've been in the learning technologies solutions industry, helping partners and customers implement impactful solutions for over a decade. So that's a long time. So yeah, and I'm really looking forward to sharing more of these insights with people today on what we've been doing in the industry.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you so much, Aby. Before I jump into the webinar proper, what I want to do is first of all just explain what we mean by Beyond the LMS, because that's really going to be the sort of gold red thread that goes across the whole webinar today. So there are really two parts to going beyond the LMS. The first is using your platform for more than just learning. So what do we mean by that? We mean implementing things like your HR resources. You know, if someone needs to learn how to book a annual leave, for instance, or they want to know what your policy is for paternity leave, you can implement those into your learning platform. Whether you have diversity, equity and inclusion resources or events, if you have well-being events that you're hosting, put those into your platform too. Or it might be your full onboarding sort of package as well. Why not have that in there also? And that's really part one, making sure you have all of your employee resources really in one place. The second part to it, which is I guess the more important part to going beyond the LMS, is really shifting people's mindsets, people's perspectives about your platform. So moving them away from thinking, oh, the learning platform, that's where I go, you know, once a year, twice a year, quarterly to do my annual compliance training and that's it, to, oh, I've got a question about how I do my job in the best way, or I have a question about something that's maybe even outside of work. Let's jump into the platform and ask it the question. Let's search for some materials that are going to help me succeed. And that's really what we mean by going beyond the LMS. And what we're going to be doing today is just sharing examples of where we do it and where our clients do it as well. So what to expect from the session today. We're going to start off, I'm going to hand over to Aby. She's going to sort of provide you with a bit of an insight into sort of why and how we've built the 5app platform. She's going to talk about sort of working closely with our clients and what that means for us. And then I'm going to talk about some of the stats, some of the ROI some of our clients have seen as a result of implementing their LMS platform in this way. We'll then walk into the important stuff, the walkthrough of the 5app platform itself. And hopefully I'll be demonstrating to you that we practice what we preach and we use it internally as well for more than just an LMS purpose. And then what Aby will be doing is walking through some customer hubs, just sharing with you essentially what they use the hub for and sort of how they use it in the most effective way as well. So without further ado, I will hand over to Aby to talk to you about 5app.
Thank you, Corey. That was a great intro, by the way. And I'm pleased to see that the sun has come out in Brighton today. So it's very changeable at the moment. So a bit about 5app, who we are. For those of you that have joined today and have never heard of 5app, essentially we're a learning and comms platform that helps organisations share knowledge and enable businesses to be more productive. Our platform, we've been told many times by different customers, is really inclusive and accessible. And I think that's something we really hang our hats on. We, because it's really inclusive and accessible, we are then able to really empower all people in really diverse organisations to stay connected. And as you can see on this slide that we're showing, We are working with a number of different partners and customers. We work with small enterprises right through to really big, large enterprise groups. We work across many different sectors and industries. And I think that really shows true testament to the product that we've created. It's really dynamic, and we're then able to really, serve a wide range of customer needs. And hope in a bit we'll be going through some of what those solutions look like. So thank you, Corey. On to the next slide. So here we've got a really nice review from one of our clients, Daniel Morgan, who's Chief Marketing Officer over at Hemsley Fraser. If you've not heard of Hemsley Fraser, I'm sure you have. Check them out. They're amazing at what they do in creating learning experiences, and they're one of our partners. But how we set up our partners for success? Well, we empower our customers by offering them all the support they need to make their investment in the technology solutions at success. We know that when we work with partners and customers, they're taking big risks often, investing in technology solutions, and they really want a lot of reassurance that it's going to work. So really getting to the heart of their needs and really getting to understand what success looks like is our main goal with our customers. Our aim with every customer is really to become their extended arm in their business, whether that be in their L&D team, their operations team, HR teams. We work with a number of different functions in different organizations. And some of the really big things, some of the real 4 things that I want to call out today that we do around, how we really make sure that we're setting our customers up for success is we make sure that our technology is simple to use and easy to adopt. And that's really hard to do from a design and development perspective. We consistently capture user feedback to go into our roadmap, and that then goes into us putting that into product enhancements on a weekly basis. We support with learning architecture design. So often we speak to customers, they don't know where to start. How are they going to break down what they need to do, their learning programs? What does that look like? How are they going to structure it? What does that mean by building that into a new system? So often, we need to help customers and guide them through that. It could be how to structure and map content into teams. And again, we'll go into more detail, showcasing some of how we do this. We also offer some additional services around playlist curation, graphic designs. We can produce stakeholder videos. These are all the things that we know that is needed, that when you launch a piece of software, it needs to be engaging, it needs to look attractive, it really needs to catch the user's eye. And hence we're on hand to help with that. As well as, those 3 things, one of the big things that we see often is what's the purpose of the solution that you're building and you're going to be implementing. And often we need to understand customers' ecosystems. What are the systems they're using? HR systems. It could be Microsoft Teams. It could be, Slack. All of these different tools that customers are using, we need to slot into that ecosystem. So we also provide tech support. So that means that we help set up those integrations, we set up SSO, and we make sure that we're plugging right into the heart of the customer's ecosystems.
Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much, Aby. What I wanted to do here is just share with you some, real ROI from one of our clients. If you've worked in the L&D space as long as Aby and I have, you'll know that extracting ROI data from either your learning systems, solutions, it can be tough. It can be really tough. So one of the things that we do when we work with partners and work with clients is we make sure that we work with them so they can actually extract that data from the system itself. And a prime example of that is really one of our sort of flagship partners or clients, which is Greystar. I'm not going to talk through the sort of stats, so you can see them on the screen there, but once they implemented 5app in a way where they took it beyond purely learning, they saw a massive uptake in engagement on their platform itself, which resulted in an increase in the skills across the team. And most importantly, and this is something that's important if you're, talking to your sort of senior leadership team, it's a stat that they're going to be sort of most interested in. It actually increased the customer satisfaction score that they had as well. So it's not just impacting internally, it's also impacting the way that your people interact with your customers as well, which is so important. Enough talking from me. What I want to do is really sort of spend some time now jumping into the 5app platform itself. As I mentioned at the or in the intro, really show you that we practice what we preach. So hopefully you can see that on the screen now. What I'm going to do is I'll just walk through a couple of different sort of features here, just talking to the sort of, again, moving beyond the LMS element. What I'm not going to do is go into the back end of the platform today. If you are interested in just how easy it is to set up and how easy it is to create playlists, implement your teams, things like that, please do just reach out, drop us a comment in the comment section here, or I'll put my contact details at the end of the session. I'll be happy to run you through a sort of more robust demo if you like. But let me talk you through the screen here, and apologies, I'm going to be looking slightly to my left here as I walk through it. As we land onto the homepage, what we've got sort of first and foremost is the featured for you sort of content. Now, what this is going to be is this is going to be the platform surfacing content to me based on the team and based on the department that I'm in. So this is really sort of relevant stuff for me and my job role specifically. Scrolling down, we've got the ability to share content with individuals. So there is a social sort of learning element to the 5app platform here. If I see a piece of content that's really useful for one of my sort of sales colleagues, I can share that with them. We can add comments in there as well, chat about the sort of the learning and sort of what it's taught us. I can put in sort of, right, you should really sort of, if you don't want to watch the whole thing, look at minute 5 of this video, and that's really going to sort of bring something to life for you. So really useful sort of feature here. It also takes away the onus from the learning team to provide sort of learning solutions and promote learning solutions, and makes it, as I say, a more sort of social enterprise. We've then got trending courses as well. So, what's trending in the organization? What are my other colleagues most interested in? I don't know about you. I'm sort of quite nosy. So if I can see that a piece of content is, coming to the forefront, I'm like, oh, why is everyone interested in that? And I'll be more inclined to jump into it. Things you might like, again, this is the platform surfacing content that's relevant to me based on the type of learning that I have absorbed or looked at from this point or previously. And we've got recently viewed, so I can jump back into learning that I've started and finally recently added as well. So if you want to see the new hotness on the platform, the new piece of learning content that's out there, that's going to be listed here. Now, this is just the sort of the homepage. One of the things that we pride ourselves on at 5app is making it as easy as possible for people to find the content they need quickly. There's a number of different ways of doing that. One of the key ones is the search function here. So if I wanted to sort of find out anything to do with sales, for instance, I can type in sales. It's going to give me it's not a very sort of broad term here, but I'm going to be sort of listed here all of the different sales content that I potentially could need. If I wanted a pitching deck, for instance, then I could jump in here and go pitch, and that's going to actually link me directly to a pitch deck that I could use for client communication moving forwards. One of the best ways really of structuring the platform though is actually via the browse sort of feature, and this is sort of way I can really sort of demonstrate that we sort of practice what we preach. As you can see here, we've got all of our different departments within 5app listed here. They all going to have curated playlists of content, HR resources, learning resources, everything they could possibly need for their particular job role in their browse topic here. What we also do is we also do all of our onboarding via the platform, which makes sense. I actually joined 5app, goodness, was it 2 months ago? 2.5 months ago now. Aby probably knows better than I. And when I first started, and I've started with a number of companies before, I jumped onto here and it gave me everything I needed to start with a business, including George, one of our fantastic graphic designers, telling me how to implement my email signature in the best possible way, which was great. So yes, the platform itself is, as I say, really designed to promote resources within the organization, right from your learning content. We also have all of our social content on there as well. So if there's going to be a new event that we're all running, that will be posted on here. We can also, if we've been to it, we can add comments. That was great. We should do more of that. So it becomes a sort of social hub and forum for us as well. And then all of our internal comms pieces also go on here as well. So we've recently had a new CEO join us. Philip, again, is practicing what we preach. Sound like a broken record, but he uses the platform sort of all the time to share company updates with us as well. So we can have those and we can go in, like and comment on those. So that's sort of the 5app hub. What we wanted to do really was show you through a couple of different client hub examples so you can see how our customers are using it in the best way. So what I'm going to do is I will hand over to Aby and I'm going to bring up the first platform, which I believe you want to start with Hemsley Fraser, is that correct?
Yeah, before we do, Corey, I just want to say you've been with us for 2 months and that was an absolutely excellent demo, by the way. It feels like you've been with us for years already, so you're fitting right in.
Well,
so
that's all of the fantastic.
By the way, I've known Corey for a very long time as well, so I think that adds to it. That was brilliant. Yes, if you wouldn't mind bringing up Hemsley Fraser's One Hub, that would be excellent. Thank you. So hopefully straight away you get a view of how different it looks to the hub that we've just took you through. It is essentially, we can brand it, we can create graphics and things so that it really fits into people's organizations. So essentially here, who are Hemsley Fraser? So they are an award-winning professional training and coaching company. We thought we'd take the opportunity to show off their platform today because they are actually our first partner and customer. So I think they've come a long way with us, and we've worked with each other for well over 6 years, and I think this is a great place to start. So we are working with Hemsley Fraser in a number of different ways. We not only are they using their hub internally, but they also partner with us as their technology arm, and they have over 40 customers using the hub to access their learning experiences. So they're really using the hub in a different way. But today what we really want to focus on from Hemsley Fraser is the fact that they've gone way beyond the LMS in terms of how they're using the hub. They, as I say, they have over 250 employees spread across the UK and in the US. They have said that the hub itself is the heart of their organisation. And what they mean by that is that it keeps everybody in tune with what they're doing. It gives them the ability to be able to get communications out to people really quickly, and during the pandemic that was hugely essential. It gives the opportunity to keep people up to date with the most recent business initiatives. It keeps everybody aligned and in tune with what's going on, and you know, that obviously goes a long way in an organisation where you've got people in different departments, and when we're working from home and in a hybrid world, you know, that is really what stands out here. Their employees also are a whole heap of different roles. So they've got creative designers, commercial teams, they've got business operational teams. And through the hub, they're able to create specific learning environments, and also not just learning, but areas where people can go and find information that's going to help them do their jobs better. So as Corey's just done there, he's gone into a topic, and then that's opened up more areas where you can just go and find information easily. Since they launched the hub, they've gone from strength to strength, and now we see at least 90% of their organisation accessing the hub every single month. That is a huge amount of people. That's virtually all of the workforce going into the hub because they need to find something. And so that really adds value to how it is essentially being used. It is a business tool more so than anything else now. So that's a bit about Hemsley Fraser. I think, shall we move on to Greystar, actually, Corey, now? And obviously happy to take any questions as they're coming in. I think we've saved a bit of time at the end to call out some of the questions.
Absolutely.
So Greystar, they are a fully integrated real estate company offering expertise in investment management and development of housing and rental properties. So they have got over 20,000 employees. So that's a huge amount of people to keep connected to the business. They have called their hub, and you can see again, it's massively different from the Hemsley Fraser hub, massively different to our branded yellow hub. And so Greystar, they came to us, their need back in 2019, right before the pandemic, was that they were going through a growth phase where they needed to upskill managers inside of the business, and they needed to do this quickly. So essentially, they needed to deploy a manager training academy or learning program. So they did this, and then they quickly realized during the pandemic that the hub was very useful to be able to keep people up to date with lots of other things. So it could be the CEO needed to get to share the town hall meetings, the CEO needed to do shout outs, and just basic business comms, really. So they started using it and entwining that into their learning environments. And hence why you can see, just by looking at the different topics that they've now got on their hub, they're covering a wide range of different user cases. Since then, they've rolled out learning academies across all business operations, combining skills development pathways, knowledge sharing with essential information, increasing technical capabilities across their organisation. And I mean, I think you can see here, you've got mandatory training, compliance training, business comms. So again, really just calling out the fact that they came with a basic learning need, hence why we went in there with the LMS, but essentially it's become much more than an LMS. It is a central hub for their employees. Since then, again, just to call out a bit of data, they've had over 50% of their workforce accessing the hub on a monthly basis. That is huge in itself. Often we see between 20 and 30%, and that is considered high engagement. So this is really, what we call one of our lighthouse customers who are using it and getting real value and return on investment from it. So just conscious of time, I think it might be worth, Corey, just jumping into Ascent flight training, just so that we've got some time left at the end to answer any questions. But so this is a new customer that we're going to be showing. So Ascent flight training, they are an airlines and aviation company that design and develop and deliver training. They support the defence ministries and an array of private customers. They came to us with the need that they had a competency framework, and this competency framework needed to be broken down. It needed content to support it. They've got over 450 employees with really complex and specialist job roles in their organisation, and they needed to be able to map that to all of those different job roles. And just to highlight, they've got over 92 specialist job roles across that organisation. So that's a lot of job roles. And when we think about all of those people, those different roles in the organisation that are operating, they all need different information, they all need different type of support. So how do you make sure that you're getting the right information to the right people, and of course at the right time? So that was our biggest, I guess, aim, and that's what we needed to do. They have, what we've done, and I think the biggest call out here is we have done a really quick implementation. If we scroll down in some of the content, actually, Corey, we can see here, they've got over 80 curated, pre-curated playlists that have been supplied by one of our partners, Future Talent Learning. So if you've not heard of them, go look them up. They're a brilliant organisation that supply content and training. And again, we were able to move really quickly with the implementation and get the content into the platform really quickly, and we were able to essentially then map it to those 92 specialist job roles. So, but going above and beyond that primary user case, the competency framework, we are now in phase 2 of the implementation. They've launched to their 450 employees, so everybody has access. The feedback is brilliant. They've never had anything like this to be able to use before, so it's all new to them, and it's been adopted, and it's been taken on board really well. But now essentially what we're doing is we're looking at getting all of their SOPs, so all of their standardized processes and procedures off SharePoint and into here, so that we've now got one central hub where people can go and find things and be able to do, have a better experience in the workplace. So yeah, just very conscious of time. I can talk all day about this, and obviously I appreciate it's going to be a lot of questions, and people might want to dive in and find out a bit more about how it's broken down and some of the technical things, and which we'd be happy to sit down and have a call with people and talk more about some of the things that we've been talking about today. But I'm just going to pause for a second because I don't want to go over.
Thank you very much, Aby. If anything, you're just exuding the passion you have for making sure customers get everything they need. But as Aby says, if you do want to find out anything sort of more about the platform, want a platform demo, or really just want to understand a little bit more about how we help support customers get the most out of their platform, do get in touch, and myself, Aby, would be delighted to jump on a call with you. So just before we stop for questions, just to hammer home some of the points that we've been talking about during the session today. Your learning platform is more than just a learning resource. Really do try to use it for all things that an employee needs. We like to move away from really the term LMS into more of a centralized employee sort of hub. And I think the word sort of hub really encapsulates sort of what it is. It should be a place where, it creates sort of energy, it creates conversation between people around the resources that you're providing them. Removing barriers to resources is the best way to watch your engagement with the platform grow. We make it really easy for people to access the learning, the resources they need. So they really just see the platform as the go-to place for any questions that they have within the business. And then finally, there's no better place to measure ROI than your learning platform. And we are very, very happy to work with customers to really understand sort of the best metrics to look at to demonstrate that return on investment once you've looked at not only implementing a learning platform, but also when you're introducing new learning initiatives to the organization as well. So with that, thank you so much for taking the time to join us on this sort of very short whistle-stop tour of all things 5up. Thank you very much, the lovely Aby as well, for joining me on the webinar.
Thank you, Corey. It's been great.
You are more than welcome. And what I'll just do is I'll just check with, I don't know, Aby, if you can see if there are any questions that have come through at all at this stage.
We do have a couple of questions coming through. I think some of the team are answering those questions. However, do feel that you can connect with Corey or myself directly on LinkedIn, and we'd be happy, as Corey said earlier, to connect with you and talk to you and explain a bit more about what we're doing. And yeah, fantastic. We look forward to hearing from you.
Great stuff. I think we are almost exactly to time, so I will stop the webinar there. As Aby says, do get in touch with any questions you have. Thank you so much for sharing your time with us today, and enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great day.
Thanks, everyone. Bye-bye.